and welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. We are live to go over closing your first deal. Now, we realize we might have people that don't even have a real estate license yet. Maybe you haven't even taken a class to get a real estate license. And so you're maybe wondering about what does the timeline look like getting from where you are now to actually closing. And that's actually going to lay out on the board today is a timeline of starting from where you may be today, not knowing anything, but maybe you're a little bit farther ahead. We won't spend too much time in the licensing process because if you want to get a license, we've got way more information on that at tsre.us or tampaschool.com. Or just Google Tampa School of Real Estate and we'll be right there at the top of the list because we are the top real estate school in Florida, the top real estate school for Florida licensing in the entire world. But we focus on Florida. That's one of the things that make us great for helping you get your Florida real estate career started is because that is where our focus is. I myself have always lived in Florida, so I am that dedicated to help you understand Florida real estate and closing your first deal. That's what we're going to be talking about today. This show is called State of Real Estate. We do this every Friday, 12 noon. If you're not yet subscribed, the best thing to do is go to tampaschoolofrealestate.com, put in your email, and then we'll actually send you email notifications whenever it is that we go live. So that way, when we have information like this to help you grow your real estate business, to help you better understand real estate, you'll be able to be better prepared to actually seize the opportunities when they present themselves. That's the difference between success and failure for a lot of people, and why some people may seem to just be lucky. And maybe luck has something to do with it, but you could be lucky, and if you're unprepared, you're not going to seem lucky. You're not going to feel lucky. You could have $1 million opportunity in front of you, but if you're not yet prepared to seize that opportunity can pass you by, and then you feel pretty unlucky. So that's what we're talking about today. Again, make sure you're subscribed to the show. If you have questions about starting your real estate career, about getting your Florida real estate license, let us know. You could call us or text us at 813-333-2676. Again, that phone number is 813-333-2676. We've got a great show for you today. We are live. I'm going to get the Facebook and YouTube loaded up here in just a moment, so that way if you have any questions, anything you want to add, maybe if you've already got your real estate license and you're here to get back to basics to help optimize your business even further, welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo, and Facebook's currently asking to verify my identity. So if you're tuning in on Facebook, welcome in. I can't yet see your chat. Oh, there it is. It's locked me out over here, too. All right, let me do this little text message thing. While I get this logged in, let me know in the chat where it is you're tuning from. Have you done a deal before? Do you already have a real estate license? Let me know in the chat. We'll get the YouTube loaded up on here. I know YouTube makes it nice and easy. As a matter of fact, I think I could just pull this up without having to log in, and I just won't be able to comment on anything, but I'll be able to see your guys' info, and I've got a microphone here, so I don't need to be able to type. All right, awesome. Cool, it doesn't let me open it. Anyways, you gotta love Facebook. So what we're gonna be talking about today is closing your first deal, and again, maybe you've already closed deals before, and maybe you've done a deal and you're not quite sure how you've done it. Maybe you've been working with a home builder, and when you're working with a home builder, there's a lot of the process that's done for you. So it could be easy to get a deal done and kind of just fall through the deal. And those are the people that are really lucky. I know we were talking about luck earlier, and I was like, luck doesn't have much to do with it. But at the same time, I don't know, there's some people that really pull off miracles, it seems like, and it seems like the fact that they were able to pull it off is a miracle. So I don't know, maybe luck is a thing. But I'm not here to count on luck. I'm not here to count on luck because I know I can't control that. I prefer the things it is that I can control. And that's a big reason why I quit my job and got my real estate license. Actually, got my real estate license and then quit my job. When somebody told me somewhere along the way, oh, you can't be successful unless you're full-time, that was a lie. They didn't know they were lying to me. They were living a lie, actually. But now I'm here to tell you today, if anyone has ever told you you have to work full-time in real estate to be successful, that's absolutely not true. I started in real estate part-time, and most of our students here at Tampa School of Real Estate start out on a part-time basis. Now, a lot of people, especially as you become successful, eventually transition into working full-time. And we do have a lot of agents that come to us and do jump into real estate full-time right away. But real estate is so much what you make of it. And that's why it's so important. So many people come to real estate to be your own boss. And let me know if you want to be your own boss. That's one of the reasons why you're getting into real estate, is to be your own boss. I get it. That was the reason why I hated my boss. When I let's not use the word hate. That's a strong word. I had a strong dislike of my boss for my last job before I got into real estate. And it wasn't her fault. I mean, it was really the organization, because the position it was that I was in, I was capped out on. And if anyone has ever been capped out in a position before, it means you can't earn any additional money, despite adding additional resources, additional input, additional revenue to the company. I was in sales, and I was capped out. And I got pretty frustrated with that. I was pretty frustrated with the way the organization was running, because I could see why the organization was struggling and having problems. But it was a giant organization. It was 180,000 people. And so there was a large part of those 180,000 people that are there for accountability. They worked in a corporate office that made e-learning trainings and different plans, and there was all different levels of managers and hierarchy. When you're in real estate, you are your own boss. Now, ultimately, the Florida Real Estate Commission makes the rules, and so does your broker of where you register your license with. But beyond that, you make your own rules. And even when you're registered with a broker, you're an independent contractor. So this is your own business. And a lot of people get really excited about that idea. And that's a big draw to real estate, being able to be your own boss, to make your own schedule, as well as at the same time being able to make as much money as you want, having unlimited income potential. That's a huge part of this as well. But let's talk about getting there. Let's talk about getting to that first deal, that first closing, because there's a lot of people that get their real estate license and they don't ever do anything with it. The biggest mistake they make right away is not taking post-licensing. And I made that mistake personally when I got started. When I first got my real estate license, I didn't take post-licensing right away. And so what I was doing is I was delaying information that I needed that I thought was going to be more like laws and rules, like in your pre-licensing. So the course to get your license, to pass your exam, it focuses on laws and rules, because the Florida Real Estate Commission isn't going to give you a license until you prove you can know those laws and rules. But once you get past that point, just because you can pass the exam that says you know the laws and rules, that doesn't mean that you're an expert in running real estate. And I'm talking to myself, I don't know how many years ago now, back when I first got started, because that's what I thought. I was like, all right, I went to school for marketing. I got my real estate license. I was the top salesperson in a 180,000 person company. Let's do this. And I had been an entrepreneur since I was like this big, like since I was just a little kid. From lemonade stands to mowing every lawn in the neighborhood to running a mobile DJ business to so many different little ventures that I did. But nothing I really stuck with long term, and nothing that I really took as seriously as I was taking real estate. And so being my own boss, one of the things that, looking back, I wish I was a little bit tougher on myself with, because I worked myself, but I worked myself keeping myself busy rather than keeping myself productive. There's a big difference between being busy and productivity. Productivity is getting things done. And here's the benefit of being your own boss, having your own business, making your own schedule, is the more productive you are, the less you have to work to get the same amount of business. So you have two options, two roads it is you could go down here. So let's say you dial in some efficiency where you can increase the amount of money it is you're making per hour. Whatever that number is, take how much money it is you make per hour. If you get a yearly salary, divide that up. Maybe you're paid commission, however it is, divide that up and figure out how much you make per hour. And if this is in some sort of job, let's just take that number and let's say you made 10 times that amount per hour. And what is that number? Take what it is you make per hour right now and multiply it by 10. And you don't have to put this in the chat, but answer this for yourself here. And you might say, oh, I don't make hourly. I'm not paid hourly. I'm paid a salary. You're still working hourly. You're still working hours, right? Are you working? Well, how many hours are you working? Hourly times 10. And then what's that number come out to be for you? Your current hourly. And again, you don't have to share this. It's a private exercise you can do. If you want to share it, go for it. We won't stop you. I know people get weird about money, but that's okay. We're here to talk about money today, to help get your money in shape, to help get your money right, to help your money combat inflation, to help your money withstand recessions, to help your money work for you, because that's what productivity does. And that was one of the big things I was frustrated with in the job that I was in, is I saw faster, easier, simpler ways to do things, and that just wasn't how things were done. And this was a large organization, and so I was a small piece of the puzzle. And so I didn't want to do real estate. I didn't want anything to do with real estate, but it seemed like a logical choice at that point. And when I say I didn't want anything to do with real estate, it's because my family was in real estate. And I wanted to do my own thing, go to school, get a good job. I was sold that. I drank that Kool-Aid. Then I started realizing there's better Kool-Aids out there. Because let's say you're making minimum wage, and I don't know if you're making minimum wage, maybe you're making more than that, whatever that number is for you, but we'll just say minimum wage. Minimum wage, I think it's about $11 now here in Florida. Maybe it's still $10. Pretty sure it actually just increased this year. Maybe it's next year it'll be $11. We'll say it's $11. At times 10, that's $110 per hour. And so what that does here, this productivity multiplier here, when you go from making $11 an hour to $110 an hour, well, two options you have. You could either work less because now you don't need to work as much to get the same amount of money, or if this is how much you make per hour, well, how much if I work a full day? Is that $800? Because over here, you're not even making $800 a week. What is this times 40? That'd be what, $440? Let's say you're going to work 40 hours over here. What's that come out to be? Let's pull up the calculator. You could use a calculator on your exam. I like to pretend I'm good at math here. But honestly, if it's not a math question that I do on a regular basis, and even if it is, I got to use a calculator. But the good news is you could use a calculator on your exam. 110 times 40, 4,400. If you're coming here today on this video to watch this, to figure out how to do math a fast, simple way, I don't know. They're teaching some new way to do math in school now. I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there for that. But if you want to learn how to go from making $440 a week to making $4,400 a week, and maybe you're not making minimum wage, but the idea of you making $110 per hour, maybe that's something big for you. Because let's say if you do that 52 weeks in a year, it's $228,000. How much about the minimum wage over here? Let's see, 440 times 52 weeks in a year. Ooh, $22,880. Now this is going to seem like a lot bigger of a stretch than this. Now all of a sudden going from 11 to 110, that doesn't sound as difficult as going from 22 to 228. But look at this, it's the same multiplier. And you're not going to get there by working more hours. There's literally not enough hours in the year. Let's say you're going to work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's 8,760 hours. So we're going to take this 228,000, divide it by 8760, and you still got to make $26 an hour. If you want to make $228,000 in 1 year, the least you can make, the minimum amount you can make if you're going to work 24/7, 365, is $26 an hour. And that's working around the clock, and I know that's how it feels like at a lot of the jobs. I was working, I don't know, maybe like 40 to 50 hour weeks, so it wasn't even that intense of what I was working, but it felt like so much longer than that. The days dragged on. The highlight of my day was getting lunch. If the highlight of your day is getting lunch, look, it doesn't mean that you love food. It means you've got a job that is wearing you out. You've got a job that's draining you. Look, I love food. I still love food today, but I barely find time to eat today. And it's not because I love food any less, but it's because I love what it is that I do, and I love doing more of it. Because I've seen this work. I've seen the productivity multiplied across so many different levels, but it all starts on this small level right here. Getting yourself, not from 11, not doubling your income. Because if you want to make this $228,000, double your $11 still isn't going to do it. It's $26, not $22. And we haven't even talked about taxes yet. And you might be saying, well, you're going to pay way higher taxes here on $228,000. Not if you're incorporated, not if you have a good accountant. Because if you're your own boss, you're your own business, you're an independent contractor, you've got a good accountant who's able to take advantage of the business expenses that you're investing in your business. I'm not an accountant, but I'd like to, your accountant's probably busy. It seems like all accountants are busy. No matter what accountant I talk to, they always seem to be busy. But I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the comparison versus the ordinary income versus, but the thing is for real estate, there's no such thing as average. That's such a popular question. Look, I want the averages too. I want the data. I want the stats. But the thing is, being your own boss, it leaves for so much possibility. This money can be earned, but not unless you have a plan. Now you might be saying, John, I thought we were talking about closing a deal today. Yes, we are. We're talking about closing a deal today. We're talking about how you could get to this, because this is the thing a lot of people see about real estate. Wow, this real estate agent's making a ton of money. How are they doing that? How are they making so much money per hour? How much money is it that they're making? How are they doing that? We're going to show the commission. We're going to go through the timeline. We're going to go through steps to get to a closing, to go from earning your license all the way to getting your first closing. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick with us. My name is John Carissimo. You're watching State of Real Estate. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post-licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post-licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real-world concepts in post-licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post-licensing is all about real-world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post-licensing courses around. Find out more about how post-licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate, where today we're talking about closing your first deal. And we talked about why you might want to close your first deal, why you might want to get into real estate, why you want to stick to the plan if you're already in real estate. But let's talk about getting there. And so the commercial that was actually just on, very timely, Maybe that's coincidence, maybe not. But post-licensing, this is the course I already talked about earlier. You want to take that as soon as you're licensed. We actually now have a new video-based on-demand course featuring myself. So if you like watching these videos and you want to take this in a more curriculum format, following an actual textbook, this is the textbook that you get with that post-licensing course. That's required by your first renewal, and you can take it as soon as you've got your real estate license. So get enrolled in that class now. You can start it right away. And if you don't have your license yet, we have the same format with a video-based, interactive, on-demand video format 24/7 for pre-licensing as well as post-licensing. Really great packages if you need to get them both. But anyways, back to closing a deal. So let's start there, and we're going to move quick through these initial steps of getting a license. So again, if you have questions, visit our website, tampaschoolofrealestate.com, or call in or text one of our advisors, 813-333-2676. This is what we do. We're the professionals at helping people get their real estate career started. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to us directly, and we'd love to get you some additional information on what the next steps would be to move forward. But again, quickly through this. So number one, enroll in pre-licensing. Now, if you're doing one of these on-demand courses online, you could start those immediately, and you just have to finish the curriculum, finish the content, pass the end-of-course exam, and then you can move on to your state exam. But if you're enrolling in a instructor-led schedule, because we have in-person classes here throughout the Tampa Bay area and surrounding areas, as well as our live online live stream classes. And the live online live stream classes, they're one of our most popular options because that allows us to bring the instructor to you. You could be watching the live stream in your pajamas even, but you have a live instructor there. And when I say pajamas, because we don't have to have a camera on you, we're not sitting there watching you. You do have to participate going through the course, but just through the chat. And you can ask questions through the chat, and even 24/7, you have access to our student support team. So even beyond the actual course hours, you could reach out to our student success team for additional support. But whatever the case may be, you get in that pre-licensing course. That's step number one. Step number two, and if you're in an instructor-led class, you don't have to wait for the class to do this. You could get a head start on this. We actually have the $1 licensing process course, and if you're in our instructor-led classes, your digital materials will go over that same information as well, of getting your fingerprints done, getting your application filed. So that's going to be number two on here, is fingerprints. Number three in the process is going to be file your application. File your state application. And then we'll say number four is pass your end of course. Number five, pass your state exam. And once you pass your state exam, you earn your license pretty much immediately the moment it is you pass your exam. It can take up to 24 hours at the EBPR for them to issue your actual license, but all your paperwork is done because you have to get your application and fingerprints done and actually be approved before you could pass your state exam, before you could even take your state exam. So you get this approval done in advance, and so the moment you pass your state exam, and it's multiple choice, both of these exams, don't stress about the exams, they're multiple choice, and we have all of our exam prep material, the Pass First Try exam prep tools. Those are optional. Those are not necessary to get your license. However, if you want to expedite this process, I highly recommend the Pass First Try exam prep strategy tools. And now number six, so at this point, you can activate with a broker. However, you might not be sure what to do next even. And so what I would say here would be to now enroll in post-licensing. And especially around the renewal times, which is what we're in right now. We're in a renewal time. September 30th is a renewal. We have lots of live post-licensing classes, but again, we now also have a video-based on-demand, so you can still have an instructor-led course on your schedule, or if you don't want an instructor, you want to do it yourself, DIY, we have our self-guided program. It's primarily text-based, but it's a lot of interactive exercise you're doing going through it, rather than just big chunks of chapters of textbooks and then quizzes at the end. That's not what our courses are at all. Our video-based courses are even little bite-sized videos of just a couple minutes long. These live streams we do are way longer than any one segment of video you'll have in any of our courses here, because we like to keep it bite-sized, so that way you don't have to carve out 4 or 5 hours to go get a section. Be able to get your commission if your broker issues a CDA, a commission disbursement authorization. And so that's how we get to our first closing, but here's the bonus points, the bonus section now, because you want your commission, so that comes after the closing. Sometimes at the closing, if your broker gives you a CDA, that has to be done on a per transaction level to be legal, but it can be done. So hopefully you get your commission right there at closing. If not, you get your commission from your broker. Commission always has to be either paid or authorized to be paid by the broker. So moving now to what the FREC wants you to remember for follow-up is to now follow up. And this is really the more important part of following up here, is the follow-up after the sale. I will agree with the FREC on that. I mean, yeah, if you never do the follow-up in the first place before you get the sale, you probably won't get the sale. But the follow-up after the sale, this is where all the agents just throw money down the toilet. If you have a past client, and look, I'm guilty of it as well, welcome to Past Clients Anonymous, where we talk about the past clients that we neglected and forgot to follow up with and probably will never do business with again. And what that means is all the marketing dollars we spent to earn that client, down the toilet. All the time we spent to build a relationship with the client, down the toilet. All the money we invested in this transaction to make sure it got done. Now we get a big payday after the fact with the commission, so that kind of pays for it, but that investment that we made is down the toilet unless we're going to be doing future business with this client. And that's where you really make the big money in real estate, is through follow-up with past clients. Your easiest clients are going to be your past clients, and these are also your best source of referrals. As a new agent, you don't have any past clients, so the next best thing is your friends and family. But once you actually are closing deals, these past clients are going to supersede probably any other source of leads it is you could get in the future. And mostly because you've already invested so much. You know, Zillow, your credit card gets declined paying for Zillow ads, they cut off your flow of leads. You know, you maybe forget to call one of your clients on their birthday. Just don't forget next year. Maybe call them a day late. Hey, I wanted to give you a call, say happy birthday. I know it was yesterday, but I wanted to reach out to you. I figured you're busy with friends and family. I didn't want to bug you too much on there. How was it? Did you have a great day? Well, hey, how about I take you out to lunch next week? And you might say, well, would I take a past client out to lunch? I don't know. You just made $15,000 off the commission for him. You can't afford to go spend like $50 to go take him out to lunch. So that way you could get future business and referrals. Because if you're buddies with your past clients, because you take them out to lunch for their birthday every so often, when they think of somebody that needs real estate, oh, I've got a realtor. He's such a great guy. She's such a great girl. You need to use them. They'll take such good care of you, I promise. I have lunch with them on a regular basis. But you have to be willing to make the commitment. Just like we're here, we know Tampa School of Real Estate, we're going to be here for you forever. We make that commitment to be here. And that's one of the things that our students love about us, is we're a real estate school that isn't going anywhere. As a matter of fact, we're expanding more than anything. And we want to have students for life, just like you want to have clients for life. Because, you know, and I mean, with us, it's a perfect example. I mean, for you at least, they're probably going to buy a bigger house in the future, or something more expensive, even if it's not bigger. They're probably going to spend more money. You're going to get a bigger commission in the future. With us, we've got the $25 continuing education. Go help us out at tampaschoolofrealestate.com if you need to complete your continuing education. Help our past TSRA alumni fund here. Because, look, at the end of the day, just like for us, you referring us somebody brand new to real estate that wants to get started, get the real estate license, that's worth so much to us. And yeah, there's a lot of business you could do with your past clients, but there's significantly more business in the referrals. So don't lose sight of this magic word of refer. But that's all I've got for you today. That is the steps to closing the sale. We'll sum this up. And again, you want to get into more details on this. The post-licensing is the best course to take for that. But before that, you got to get your pre-licensing, your fingerprints, your state application, passing your class and state exam, and then you'll have your license to where you can enroll in post-licensing. You'll learn much more about this. And that'll help you also choose the right broker to activate with. And if you're going to actually practice real estate rather than just doing referrals, that's where you'll need the MLS and the Association of Realtors for the fill-in-the-blank contracts as well as the database of properties available. That's what allows us to work with other brokerages. So if you're practicing real estate, you'll need that. But if you're just doing referrals, you don't need that. You'll then need to prospect for business, prospect for your leads, and follow up with them. Follow up until they engage with you. And when they engage with you, again, that's the listing agreement or the buyer brokerage agreement to start your brokerage relationship officially. And the goal is to get to a sale contract, because the sale contract, if we could survive all the contingencies of the contracts, the inspection period, the appraisals, the financing, and get to closing, we're going to get a commission. But we're not done there, because we're going to do the magic thing of follow-up that's going to get us repeat business in about 5 to 7 years on average, as well as more referrals than you know what to do with if you do this right. And maybe not from every single client, but you'll meet the people that are well-connected, that have big networks, and maybe it's more business than you can even handle as a single agent. But then what can you do? You can now refer that business to another real estate agent. You could build your own real estate team if you want to keep it in-house, or you could find a professional wherever people need a real estate professional. And you being a professional, I would say you're significantly more qualified for determining who else is a professional than a consumer would be. So that's how to get to your first closing. If you want to find out more about starting your real estate career, completing your post-licensing, getting your broker license, getting your first deals closed, whatever information you have questions on, call us, text us. The phone number is 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. That's about all the time we've got for today. I want to thank you for tuning in with us. We'll be back next week. Make sure you're subscribed. Go to tampaschool.com and put in your email on that website so that way we get you notifications whenever it is we go live. But that's all I've got for you today. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. Have you been thinking about getting your Florida real estate license? Look, the process is probably easier than you think. We break it down step by step, how much it's going to cost, what it is that you need to do to get your Florida real estate license. Find out all of that and more at licensefl.com. Again, that's licensefl.com. Have you been wanting to get your real estate license but have been struggling to find an instructor-led course that fits your schedule? I'm proud to introduce to you our on-demand instructor-led pre-licensing course. Now you do not have to make a course schedule fit around your schedule to take an instructor-led course. This course is designed to be 100% video-based instruction. And this video-based instruction, even though this is pre-recorded video, still gives you the opportunity to engage and interact with the information to ensure your understanding of important key concepts so you're prepared for your end of course exam and state exam. My name is John Chrismo, and I'll be your instructor in this course. And I've been with the Tampa School of Real Estate for several years now and have helped personally thousands of people going through the licensing process. I'm excited to be your instructor throughout this course. Now, as you're going through the course, if you need help, we're just a click away. In the corner, you'll see a little yellow chat bubble where you can message our student support team, where you'll be able to get in touch with our team of licensed support professionals that have sales associate licenses, broker licenses, and instructor licenses as well. So you don't have just one instructor, you have a whole team of people from the Tampa School of Real Estate to help keep you on track, to help keep you in the important information, and to help keep you moving closer towards building your real estate career, getting it off the ground, and being able to go out there to join a broker, to activate your license, and start earning commissions. All of that is possible and so much more. But to get started, you need to enroll. So enroll today. Take advantage of the special offer we have on this on-demand pre-licensing course. You'll have instant access. As soon as you enroll, you'll get an email with information to log into your course online so you can get logged in and start completing your course today. You don't have to wait until the class starts. The class is already there waiting for you. So take action today and let's start building your real estate empire.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.